Hi, this is Kate. Welcome to the Ordinary Earth Song. So Sunday, the 1st of June. It is 8:38 in the evening, and I was just watching a reading on YouTube. Kind of zoned out, and whilst I was zoned out, got into a bit of a meditative state, stroking my cat's belly, which was just lovely and soft. And I just kept hearing, do a Rumi, spit your words out, love. Do a Rumi reading. This time, make sure your sound is working, because yesterday's reading, the sound was appalling. I do apologise. For some reason, the echo was up high. So if you can bear to sit through that, then please do, because actually, I think the message in yesterday's reading was really good. You might be super irritated by the sound. So I do apologise. Anyway, I'm going to do a Rumi Oracle reading. Now, these cards are beautiful. We really need the book, because the book is as beautiful as the cards. So I wanted to do a kind of pick a card Rumi reading, I suppose. Let's pop in these ones back. If anyone ever gets a chance to look at these cards, if you don't have them already, I recommend getting them, because the messages for each card is beautiful and very profound. So let's just look up who is. So I want to get this right. So I've got my internet open in front of me. So let me just do this first. Goodness me, I'm making such a faff about this. Right, okay. Open up to internet. Who is Rumi? So, according to Copilot, Rumi, also known as Jalal ad-Din Muhammad Rumi, was a Persian Islamic theologian and a mystic poet, born in 1207 and died in 1273. Well, he lived quite a long time, really, in those times. He's renowned for his profound poetry that explores themes of love, spirituality, and the human experience. Rumi's works include ghazals and quatrains, reflect his deep emotional and spiritual journey, particularly influenced by his relationship with the wandering dervish Shams Tabrizi. Today, Rumi is celebrated as one of the greatest poets in history, with his writings continuing to resonate with millions around the world. Beautiful. Thank you, Copilot. Let's pop that over there. So, Rumi is a poet. He wrote some really profound stuff, and very, 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 very long time ago. Indian chap. Well, not Indian so much. Islamic. No, being Islamic theologian. Sounds like just reading the thing again. What is it saying? Explores some of the last spirituality and women's work, including ghazals and quatrains, reflects his deep emotional and spiritual journey. It's a Persian Islamic theologian. Anyway, so the book has the poems in it related to the cards. For each and every single one of the cards, Alana Fairchild, who is a genius, has really taken the meaning for each card from the poem, but also has just beautifully delved into what that actually means. So let's just pick 3 cards from the Rumi deck, and then we can delve deeper into each. And I guess you get to choose which ones you watch, eh? So can I have 3 cards, please? that are going to be for groups 1, 2 and 3. That one definitely wanted to come out. Nice. From nothing to everything. And that one. Whirling Goddess. I just saw the word whirling. Where did I see the word whirling? Oh no. I read Wandering Dervish and got Whirling Dervishes in my head. Can I get a third card, please? We're doing this by the light of the sunset, by the way. I've got the right choice. Interesting. Okay. So we have from nothing to everything. We have Whirling Goddess. And we have the right choice. Those are your cards, those are your readings. So reading number 1, number 2, number 3. Take what resonates, watch what you fancy, and I'll see you there. So, group number 1. You chose from nothing to everything. First impressions of the card. Oh my goodness, I'm getting so much. This looks like it looks like so many different things. This looks like a shield that's coming down. It's got a beam coming down and hitting the shield, and it's bouncing off. This also looks like darkness coming down, nothing coming in, and then creating everything below it. It also could be everything below it going back into the nothing. It's just beautiful. Okay, so let's see what the book says. Number 16. I'm not going to read everything in the book because there's a lot of it. What I thought I could do was let my eye wander and see what I'm taken to read. Okay, so first off will be the poem. Oh, my friend, if you are longing to be written on, become a blank page. Oh my goodness. Oh, my friend, if you're longing to be written on, become a blank page. Yes. That's so deep. Yeah, I wish I was this good with words, because this is just absolutely stunning. For me, this is saying, if you want to become new, if you want to resonate and become the sayer or the seer or the person that's tuned in and can come forth with divine knowing, and if you want to be that conduit, or if you want to be fresh and new and just start from scratch, you have to have a blank slate. You have to be a blank slate, and a blank slate is cleaning everything, clearing everything away. And that's not just energy, that is what makes you who you have been in the past. Letting it go. So the more you let it go, the cleaner your slate becomes, the cleaner your page becomes, and the more newness can be written on it, because there's space, there's clarity, there's clearness, there's just an abundance of newness that can be you. Now the book's going to say that in much better ways than I just did. I'm not called to that page. What's she called over here? Perhaps we are graced with a realisation there is so much more, or perhaps we still don't get the hint and move into struggle as we try to enact what we think our story should be. We may hit obstacle after obstacle and create even more terror in our storytelling. That life is such pain, a struggle, that success may not be for us, that we are forgotten and unheard. Yet we could equally choose to wonder if obstacle after obstacle, closed door after closed door, is just a prompt to look for the open window to climb through. And if so, instead of seeking to impose our small story upon the great truth, we can live the truth of our divine destiny. So we hit obstacles. We have a story, the story of us, the story of who we are. And the story can be one of consistent struggle, of like, we're constantly striving, constantly working towards, constantly dealing with challenges, constantly having to start again, or, you know, do the best with what we've got. You know, we're struggling, we go through painful periods. This is the story of our history, our past. This is who we have been. This is how we were taught to cope with the world as well. And we were taught that this is what the world was like, and that we should just do what we can to survive it. And we do hit obstacles along that journey. So many times we hit obstacle after obstacle after, and they get in the way. But we have a part of us that goes forgotten and unheard. We could look at this as a means to wonder whether or not we should look for another route. And instead of looking to constantly relive and try to impose the story that we've always told about ourselves, we move into seeking a greater truth, a different truth about ourselves. We always start with ourselves. We should always start with ourselves. And it goes on. Then something magical happens. We participate through presence along with the unfolding story of our soul journey. We open up to whatever is asked of us, presented to us, happening through us, as we choose each day to come alive as much as we can. Then, as if by magic, there is something else that occurs. That would be grace, real, rich, dripping with goodness and sustenance, grace. This is a sacred blessing that enables us to pay attention to opening doors rather than closing ones. The divine assistance that lets us know our life is proceeding according to a greater intelligence and plan. Once we stop thinking quite so much and live day to day, we will be blessed with the realization that our individual life story is so much more extraordinary and perfect than anything we could have summoned, even with our wildest imagination. You are being asked to let go, to receive, to become empty, to be filled. You are being asked to let go, to receive, and to become empty, to be filled. If you want to receive, you need to be empty. You need to be able to let go of all the things that have made you who you are. All the things that you've held on to, all the programming that we've received throughout our lives. This may mean letting go of attachment to a lover, so you can receive genuine love. It may be of no longer holding onto a fantasy or your dream job, but of being guided into your most soulful and successful vocation. So you may need to let go of things that you really have wanted, really want, desires, things that you've been striving towards, things that you've associated as, you know, that's what you're working towards. That's who you are. That's what you want to be. If you want to be that person, then you're never going to be able to be a blank slate, because you've always got this purpose of a programmed desire drawing you forward, which is actually not helping, because it means that your slate isn't clean. It is a divine paradox that when we are asked to surrender a story or fantasy, it is because reality is knocking at our door more often than not, with the delivery of what we have been fantasizing about, but in the best way for us. So it might not turn up in the way we expect it to. The human experience. So that's what that's saying is. Sometimes you have to let something go for it to be able to come in. So that's the paradox. You have to surrender the story or fantasy that you're working towards. You have to be like, okay, I'm going to release that into the hands of whatever you believe in. I'm going to release that, stop obsessing about it, and just allow my slate to be clean. At that point, you'll find that it's more likely to come through. The human experience of this paradox is that you may feel you are giving up hope, that your fantasy is dying. It may be very painful and bring you much grief, but all that is dying is your attachment and opinion about how it must be. This needs to happen so you can stop dreaming and start living it. This is what is happening for you now. Do not fear any part of your process. Embrace it without expectation, with trust in your heart that the divine is simply guiding you from fantasy into fulfillment. So genuinely, by letting go and releasing it to the divine or higher vibration, source, all that is, whatever you want to call it, God, releasing it into that and allowing yourself to just live, you'll find yourself going down a path which could potentially lead you to the thing you've been obsessing about. Why must it be thus? This is a sage question indeed. When we are asked to dispense with our story, the interpretations we have given to our life experience over the years, we may not hear the request at first. We may vaguely note it, but not recognise the great divine source asking this of us, and so we do not give such an inclination due accord. We may persist with spinning our own tales instead. Oh, our mind may fancy itself to be a great wrangler of the word, impressed with its own judgments and declarations, yet in the light of comparison with the divine tale for our soul, all our fancies shall pass away, revealed as so very frail, like clouds dissipating in the sky. Why must it be thus? This is the sage question indeed. When we are asked to dispense with our story, the interpretations we have given to our life experiences over the years, we may not hear the request at first. So that's referring to something that's written up here. And what's the request? Yeah, okay. But this bit's important. The interpretations we have given to our life experiences over the years. Letting go of the interpretations we have given to our life experience over the years. The interpretations of our life experience. Letting go. Releasing. So the guidance for this group, even possibly working towards something, really pushing hard, which is great. It gives you a sense of purpose, drive. There's a few questions you could ask. Is this thing still the thing that I want? Am I being too prescriptive? Am I saying I want this thing to look exactly like this and behave exactly this way, or do this exact same thing and be this very specific colour or whatever? Being very, very, very specific about it. Why would those be your choices? Those would be from choices from the past. Those would be the interpretations of what you feel would be the best outcome. What if by letting it go, by saying, okay, this is the general idea of what I want to create, and this is where I want to be, or this is the general direction where I would love my life to go, and it would be great if it could include da 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 da. But if there's better options, bring them forth to me. Allowing it to just happen rather than trying to force it to fit into the mould, stuffing it into a mould that you've created for a future thing. Allowing the mould to be shapeless, formless, allowing the mould to mould and form itself. So that when you eventually turn it out, you see the shape of it and you're like, oh wow, I wasn't expecting it to be that shape, but it's given me absolutely everything I wanted in a slightly different, it could be slightly different, it could be exactly the same way, it could be a completely different way, but it's a mould that is created with co-creation with the divine energy that you believe in. And it can do that when you're a blank slate, when you're just living and allowing and allowing and living. So this is all about letting go of past self, letting go of past interpretations, letting go of being very stringent about the way things should turn out. Allowing it to come in its own divine timing, in possibly its own way, its own form. Going with that flow as a blank slate and allowing it to mould you as much as anything else. It can't mould you, it can't take you on that journey the whole time you're holding on to a very specific shape of you. This is the shape of me, this is my mould, these are all the things that make me up. You need to be malleable, flexible, and you can only do that if you allow yourself to be, and that means letting go of the shape you have once been. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Okay, that's group number 1 done. Actually, I'm not going to turn the reading off. I'm just going to go straight to group number 2 because we only did 1 card. Group number 2. You chose the Whirling Goddess. All that energy there. She's got her head thrown back, her arms out, her hair's flowing, her skirt's running. She's got a staff by the looks of it. She's just enjoying the dance. Letting go, letting yourself, movement, energy, flowing energy. So, the way I'm doing this for group 2, if you weren't in group 1, is I'm going to do just the one card. I'm going to read the poem that's in the book, and then I'm going to let my eye wander to the pages to see what pops out. and we'll go from there. So, the Whirling Goddess, lose your head. Not a single thread that has a head can go through the eye of a needle. Interesting. Lose your head. Not a single thread that has a head can go through the eye of a needle. Lose your head, you keep your... Generally speaking, we all believe that we keep ourselves in our heads, right? Our thinking is in our brains, so it's in our heads. Lose your head. You can only go through the eye of a needle, so that's probably a reference to the kingdom of God, because I guess in the Bible it says about only the doodad with the WhatsApp can go through the eye of a needle. Yeah, that's what it says. I don't know the exact words, obviously. What is it? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'll think about that later. Okay. There is somewhere you are meant to be. It is here. Now is this moment. There is a gift right under your nose and fragrant wine in your glass, gleaming red as the most precious rubies. To be here, now, you must pass through the keyhole. But your head will tell you this is not possible unless the door is unlocked. Even though your body is passing through the keyhole of that locked door into the endless world beyond. Leave your mind to be in its struggles for a moment. Without you laying witness to it, your mind will become like the dog howling for his master's return, even as he steps out the front door. Frustrated temporarily, he will chew on some shoes, then fall asleep peacefully until his master returns. So leave your mind trusting, chewing a little, until you are truly through the keyhole. When it can rest, leave it be. Instead, come dance with me. This reminds me of a meditation I saw on YouTube and did. It was quite lovely actually, because you're going into a building, and as you're going into the building, you need to take your shoes off. You need to wash your hands and your feet, and you also need to leave behind everything that makes you you. All your worries, all your concerns, you leave them hanging on a hook. And then you go through the door and you do your thing in the rooms. And then on your way out, it's entirely up to you whether or not you pick those things back up again. It's beside the point. The point here is that this is a very similar concept. There's a door open for you. Your mind is telling you, however, that you can't go through the door because the entrance is too small, or you don't quite understand the entrance. This is telling you your body is already through this entrance. Your body is already there. It's just your mind telling you that you're not. So you leave your mind behind just for the duration of going into this room, and everything else will follow. You are at the point of growth where your mind can hold you back rather than urge you forward. If you have, like so many, used your mind to support you, to shore up your sense of self in the world, and to gain a sense of certainty about how the world works, then this is no easy leap. This is so linked to reading number 1, by the way. Because this is exactly, you need to be a clean slate in number 1. This is saying how you can achieve that. So read up here, then you might actually be able to see the word. Like so many, use your mind to support you, to shore up your sense of self in the world, and to gain a sense of certainty about how the world works. This is the mould I was talking about in group 1. Then this is no easy leap, especially if you are in the mould, and this is kind of like what you expect from yourself and from life. This is what it looks like. It will stop you from being able to go through into a different way of understanding. It will seem as though You are being asked to pass through the keyhole. Of course, your mind will stop and argue for all the reasons why the door should be opened instead of remaining closed, making the task seem so much harder than it needs to be. But this is the mind in resistance. And actually, the mind does constantly want to just have it revealed to you. Just open the bloody door. Just show me. Why the hell can't you just show me? And it's like, well, the door is all actually already open. The keyhole is the way through. In fact, the door doesn't open. The only way through is to get in is through the keyhole. But your body's already there anyway. So you are being asked to dance rather than understand, to lay the thoughts to rest and to come alive. It is the bravest, most trusting soul that dares put your mind to one side and say, tonight we dance, my heart and I, in the great rousing music of the beloved's beating heart, and I will not miss one step, and to awaken the next day and do that all over again and again and again. So you take your mind to one side and you say, shut up, I'm going in there and I'm going to dance. I'm going to have a bloody good time, and they're just repeating it over and over and over again. You are ready, you see, sweet soul, dancer. You are ready to live beyond what you know, to have it not matter if you don't understand how life can work itself out, or how it could be that someone so normal and ordinary as you and I could also be so magnificent, wild and divine. Oh yes. I've done it a few times now, actually, when I've been listening to music on the train and I've just let my soul leave my body and dance with the earth. It's been bloody amazing. It's just the most gorgeous experience. Yeah, I hope I didn't sing whilst I was in that kind of trancey type state. I was on a train. And I think I was able to do it because I didn't worry about not knowing how I was doing it. I just felt it. The music was there. My brain went, hey, let's dance. And I went, okay. And we went off and we danced. And that was it. We danced. Danced with the earth. Danced with the spirits. Danced with the energies of everything around us. Just let go of not knowing, and you'll find yourself doing. Know nothing and dance, sweet soul, for all will unveil itself to you in perfect harmony and timing. Your heart shall create the steps in response to the music of the spheres, happening now, alive and spontaneous and free. This oracle brings you a special message. If there is an issue apparently unsolved and unknowable in your life now, the divine is handling it. The divine is in the middle of it, working through the knot and unravelling it. Fear not. Do the sacred ritual. Blah, blah, blah. There's a ritual in the book, which you can do if you want. That's what it says. You can read that. Freeze frame that and do your thing. This is a lovely message. It goes along with a blank slate so well. This is about letting go. This is about not caring that you don't know how to do something. And it doesn't matter if you don't know how to do it. In all honesty, you just need to do it because it will happen. Be the blank slate. This is the blank slate. This is you going, do you know what? I know the keyhole is there. I know it is. And I've been thinking about how I'm going to get through into that other realm. And every time I try, something stops me, something gets in my way. And then what's getting in your way is your brain, is your mind, it's your mind going, so how is this going to work? What's it going to feel like? Do I just step out of my body? Is this leaving me? Is this leaving my body now? Is this just my imagination? Am I just winding myself? I'm just winding myself up. I'm winding myself up. And the more I wind myself up, because I'm worrying about how it's going to work and what it's going to feel like, if I'm just making it up, is this just my imagination? Blah 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 blah. It's the brain. It's the mind. It's stopping. It's stopping the whole. It's making it impossible. Absolutely impossible. Meanwhile, your body's already through there, because your body's just like, hey guys, you just do this. Because your body is so in tune with the vibrations, because that's what it is. It's just the vibration. It's just doing its thing. And it's only the mind. The body's already there. And this is something I've been struggling with a lot recently as well, because I kind of really want to be able to do astral projection and lucid dreaming. I've had quite a few very lucid dreams recently, I think, but I'm still like, I really want to experience astral projection again. That would be so cool. I did it accidentally once. Didn't mean for any of it to happen, and it just did, and then it was just like, wow, how do I do that again? And I have never been able to repeat it, and it's because my brain is in the way. And that's hard to turn off, actually. You can't just go, right now, brain, shut the fuck up. What you can do is practice leaving the brain at the door, leaving the brain outside, letting yourself know, setting your intention that tonight we dance, my heart and I, in the great rousing music of the beloved's a beating heart, and I will not miss one step. You're not going to stop me. I'm going to dance tonight. I'm going through that keyhole. Okay, cool. Group number 3. You chose... That's really nice. That was 30. That was 16. This is 29. The right choice. Looks like it's going, da-da! I'm an angel. You can see it way better on the camera than you can in the room, which is good. It's quite dark in here now. I'm not getting much of an impression. Obviously it's an angel and it's energy, but they've all got energy aspects to them. So let's just go straight to the book. So what I'm doing is just one card for the reading, delving a bit deeper into what the book says and what it actually means. Just letting my eyes wander. And I read the poem. The right choice. Stay close to those who know about the heart. Choose the shade of a tree that is in constant bloom. Don't meander aimlessly among the herb sellers and potion vendors. Go directly to the shop that sells nothing but sweets. Don't sit waiting by ever boiling pot to have your plate filled. Not every boiling pot is cooking what you want. Not every sugar cane is filled with sugar. Not every down has an up. Not every eye has vision. Not every sea contains pearls. Interesting. So this is about making the right choice. How do you make the right choice? Do you choose to sit by the boiling pot, knowing that not every pot is cooking what you want? Just take your chance, choose, pick a pot, sit next to it and watch it boil. You're going to make a choice, make the choice of sitting in the shade of a tree that is always in bloom. Don't wander around the shops looking for random things that you've got no intention of, you've got no value for, you've got nothing you can use it for, you're just looking for something, you don't know what it is. Go with purpose. Go directly to the shop that you know you're going to end up in anyway. and understand that some choices you make don't always turn out, because not every sugar cane is filled with sugar. Not every down has an up. Not every eye has sight. And not every sea contains pearls. So there is often disappointment. You can look in the right places, but you won't necessarily always, 100% of the time, find what it is you expect to see. Okay. On the path of love, there is not so much wrong and right in the moral sense, so much as what is wrong or right for you. The mind cannot help so much here. Only the heart can speak such truths. The mind may reject it, recoil, analyse, and find all the reasons why the simple truth, the right choice of the heart, cannot possibly work and only lead to pain. That is what the mind does rather well, actually. But it doesn't mean the right choice, the heart choice, becomes incorrect. It means rather that the heart has outsmarted the mind, and the mind will need to bow to the heart, even without understanding its sometimes impenetrable mysteries. Or one can choose to stay in inner conflict, fighting against the right choice, but eventually love will prevail and the way forward must be taken. It is said that one man's meat is another man's poison. To base your choices on what others have chosen for themselves may end up killing you. Better to take your risks on the angel of your heart, wise as that being is, and dance to your own heart rhythm instead. There may be fear if others seem to be dancing different steps, but beloved, you know that it is just because every heart has its own unique rhythm, and yours doesn't want to waltz so much as tango. Oh, that's so beautiful. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Follow. If you follow the crowd, you are following other people's footsteps. You are doing what other people do because it seems like the right thing to do. You might end up therefore doing things that don't necessarily resonate with you because other people are doing it, and that's going to take you down a path which is unfulfilled because it's not your path. It's set by other people that you have simply followed. You've made the choice to follow, for whatever reasons. The choice has been made to follow. But if you start using your own steps, doing a tango instead of a waltz, you start listening to your heart more and doing what your heart's telling you to do. You become more yourself. You become someone who can follow their own guidance, their own path. And it gives you more power in your own space to make choices that are then your choices. They're not other people's choices. If you have been concerned about your path and what steps to take next, this oracle comes as an omen of good things headed your way. Clarity, reassurance, truth and revelation. Don't hold onto a belief system or vision if it appears to be tossed on its head. Ah, interesting. Don't hold onto a belief system or vision if it appears to be tossed on its head. I like that. Let things go the way they will, and good fortune will prevail for you. That vision might actually have been upside down all this time. So you might have had teachings or learnings or beliefs that no longer quite resonate the way they used to for some reason. That's okay. It may turn out that they were slightly off. They were slightly. There's something about them that you noticed is the one thing that really irritates you about it. And if it's irritating you, then there's something out of alignment there. You're not resonating with something. Why aren't you resonating? It's because something inside you has gone, hang on a second, or it's flipped it, put it on its head. And it may be what you were originally believing was upside down anyway in the first place. Like when I was younger, I was a Christian, Methodist. We had quite a clappy church, and it was all lovely people there. I was a really strong Christian, and then that for me got flipped on its head, big time. And I started thinking, I don't know that Jesus or God wants us to worship them. Actually, I just got a feeling that it didn't matter, and I was just like, why are we in a church? Isn't God everywhere? And I just started to really not get it anymore, and it was because things had flipped for me for some obscure reason. Or perhaps there's a more fulfilling version of your vision lurking in its remnants, to be scooped up by your soul with its hawk vision and eagle definition. Eagle deftness. Why did I say definition? It's getting dark in here. I find it hard to see now. But it says deftness, not definition. So, sorry about my nails. Trust that if you are being drawn away from a tantalising sweet shop, there is a more delicious array of confection just around the corner for you. So yes, have your tantrums if you must. Tantrum? When are you having a tantrum? You're having a tantrum now. When did that happen? It must have been further up here. But you will be sheepish soon when you realise the hand of the great beloved that removes is the same hand that bestows even greater gifts. Oh, I see. So someone's having a tantrum because some stuff's been taken away from them, only to be replaced by the greater gifts. So basically, listen to your heart rather than your head. Dance to your own rhythm. Dance your own dance to your own rhythm. In your heart, you know what holds meaning for you. You may or may not have a grand vision to go along with that meaning as yet, but deep within, you know what it is without value and what holds value for you. You were born with those values intact in your heart, and whatever confusion has arisen for you along the way is just where the values of others have transfused into your own blood. So you've become confused because other people's values have merged with yours. It is time for a transfusion of holy light into that blood to be cleansed and purified and restored to its integrity and filled with passion for what is rightfully yours, your unique passion and purpose. So all of these cards are about you becoming clearer about you, your purpose, your letting go, clean slate, blank slate, whirling, letting go, allowing your whole self to do what your body's already doing, moving through the keyhole, leaving your mind behind, making your own choices, different ways of saying and doing and being and thinking about how to achieve the same thing. And that is coming into alignment by unmoulding yourself, becoming a blank slate and allowing yourself to become something new and different and more divinely guided, by leaving your mind to one side just temporarily so you can go in and have a good dance, have a good time and become aligned with the spiritual energy of the vibrations of the universe, and just become energetically aligned with that side of you, and just allowing that energy to be you and you be it. And then not following the crowd anymore, allowing your own footsteps to lead the way, your own rhythm, your own dance. You do the tango while everybody else is doing the waltz. You're finding your own path, your own way forward. To be aligned with you, to be aligned with you, to be aligned with you, to be aligned with the divine. Well, that was different, and I hope, I hope you got something from those readings, and I will see you soon. Thank you, take care, bye.